Hey guys, and welcome to your Kickstarter May 2019 news update. I'm going to be talking about the Kickstarters that are launching, the Kickstarters that are ending, and any and all Kickstarter updates that I deem worthy of sharing with you. Let's get to it. Alright guys, I'm going to get started in just a minute here, but real quick, I just want to point out that this is one of the very last times I'm going to be telling you about the kind of custom vinyl sticker deal I have going on my Patreon. Head over to my Patreon from the link in the description below if you're interested in getting some rewards like painted miniatures and community updates, work in progress pictures, some early releases, and of course that vinyl sticker that I'm doing just there on Patreon. And just know that it helps me out a ton. I literally could not do the amount of work that I do on this without your guys' support. So thank you so much. But if you're not interested in that, that's okay. I appreciate you just being here. Let's go on and get started. Now, May is going to be a nice kind of relaxing month compared to what we've had before, at least for what I'm interested in and what I'm covering. Now, just before I get into this, just so you know, because I always hear this every video I do, and sometimes there are just people that don't understand this, but this is a curated list. I am not just listing this every single Kickstarter out there. There are a ton. Most of them I don't care about. Half of them are garbage. Half of them are great, but they're just not for me, or I can't afford everything, so it's just not that, on my radar. And the other half, there's lots of halves here. The other half, I just don't know about because, God forbid, there's any kind of press release cycle or list of them or anything like that. Normally, they just advertise them on their own social media accounts, like I'm going to follow 800 Facebook accounts and Instagram accounts just to try and figure out when they're going to launch. And even then, they don't give me a date until like 2 weeks out, and so I can't make a video on it. Anyway. This is just what I'm covering, what I care about, what I hope you guys care about if you have similar interests as me, or just things of interest to me, sometimes about the industry, not necessarily about the game. So, Kickstarter launches, I got two. Rune Runners on April 30th. Yes, I know this is May, but I'm launching this ahead of the 30th, so this will kind of be my preview for there. Rune Runners looks kind of cool. I think it only starts like 11 miniatures, but the miniatures have a lot of personality. They're very cool designed. It's kind of like a... it looks to me like a prohibition fantasy is the best I can describe it. I don't know much about the game, but the theme looks intriguing, and I would love to paint those minis because I think they look cool, and it would be something very unique to do. So, check out that on the 30th, see if that's something for you. If it's something interesting, go ahead and take a look. Now, proper in May 16th, actually, is Halls of Horror. This one, the miniatures don't look as good to me. They look kind of, average, I guess you could say. They're serviceable. They're definitely game pieces versus something exciting. However, the theme is actually kind of interesting and something that interests my wife, maybe even a bit more than me. And if my wife is interested, then I'm kind of interested because that means I could probably get to the table. It's kind of like an escape room Saw kind of game by the looks of it, which is kind of interesting, but it definitely dives deep into that theme. That's May 16th, and that's it. That's really the only thing I have jotted down here, penciled in, what I've, just been looking or what I've been told or anything like that, that launches in May. So that means we need to focus on what's ending, because those are still available until they end. For the Kickstarters that are ending, I'm going to go in order here. Dungeonology: The Expedition by Ludus Magnus Studio is ending April 30th. So if you are interested in that, if you're looking into that game or are uncertain, you're going to want to check it out before April 30th to see if it's something that you want to get before you're kind of blocked off until the late pledges. So it's not like it's going to be the last time. You can probably do a late pledge, but it's really easy to forget at that point. So in fact, right now, if you want, all these will be in the description below, a link to it. Go ahead and click the link and then click a remind me, and you'll get an email at the 48-hour mark, and then you can be able to check. They've been doing some cool stuff. There was like some Easter eggs, which looks kind of fun and cool, and some of the bosses look interesting. Though the bosses you don't necessarily interact with a whole lot in that game. However, you know what? Actually, I have an update, but I'll mention it there. Kingdom Rush Rift in Time will be May 1st. That'll be the last time you can get that. That actually looks like a pretty fun game. I am a backer of that myself. So check out a link to that in the description below if you're interested. Monster Slaughter Underground is ending on May 9th. This one's kind of interesting. You need the core game to play it, and last I checked, they're not offering the core game in the Kickstarter, which means you have to go somewhere else to get it if you don't already have it. Kind of an odd situation there, but that's May 9th. So if you are interested in that, you're going to want to get that then, and then make sure that you get the actual game somewhere else. Everybody's favorite Cool Mini or Not Kickstarter that's live right now, because it's the only one, Bloodborne, the board game, will be ending May 13th. So again, there's some crazy stretch goals there, so just click the remind me button if you're not sure, and then you can see all the mini stretch goals and add-ons and everything that I'm sure they're going to add by then. It's kind of a long-winded one there. And finally, Coreball is ending on May 15th, so they have a lot of time ahead of them to get to where they need to go with that. More on that in the next section, which is right now with Kickstarter updates. Alright, now, be forewarned here, I'm going to start out good and end up bad. I have some opinionated negative talking in me right now for a few of the subjects. I'm putting those to the end because I want you guys to be excited about what I'm about to say, and I feel like if I talk really bad about some stuff ahead of time, it just kind of sour the whole mood. So wait for that at the end, and I'll still try to ramp up and, get you guys a smile or something afterwards, because I don't want to be too negative here. I never try to be. It just happens sometimes. So, starting out with the good. Batman Gotham City Chronicles delivery continues. I actually have a shipping notification. That's right, I got an email from ShipNaked. That's awesome. They said, hey, guess what? We're sending that. And actually, I checked the FedEx app and noticed that something was being sent to me, because I get so much stuff sent to me, either through Kickstarter or from companies or from even my patrons and stuff like that, that I actually have, through UPS and FedEx, notifications if something is has my address on it that it's coming towards me. So I knew about it a little ahead of time. I'm obviously on the second wind of everything, because last I heard they've delivered 65% of that stuff. So anyway, don't lose faith. You will get your game. It's coming. It's just taking a long time because they actually just sent it to ShipNaked loose, and then ShipNaked has to package it all there. A lot of times games will package them all in China or elsewhere and then ship them all at once, so the shipping goes quick, so everybody gets theirs around the same time, but everybody has to wait longer. To get the April delivery window, Monolith just had them, go to ShipNaked, have them figure it out, and then they'll send it out. So it's a little bit longer, and by a little bit, I mean more than 5 weeks. But it's coming, and that's exciting. I expect a ton of that content here on this channel. I'm pumped for it. I'm going to be painting way too many minis. I'm going to be playing the game way too much, and I'm just pumped. Batman is awesome, and I'm excited. Okay, Chronicle X delivery. That's coming soon. I say soon because they said it would be after Salute. It's after Salute. They're back from Salute. Last I heard, they have to print out a few more things, but that's pretty much finalized. They're going to send it to be printed, and then they're going to be sending it out, and it's been a long time coming, but one of my top 5 games I'm looking forward to. Easy, because I love XCOM, so that's exciting. The Awful Orphanage is also delivering soon. I'm guessing May. That's just a guess on me. Supposedly this Friday, so when I'm actually uploading this video, so obviously I'm not recording it right beforehand, there's going to be an update, so just check the updates for the Awful Orphanage, and you might know some more than even I do right now. Next up, I have Kingdom Rush Rift in Time. They added a all-in pledge that is actually really nice. It's got a good discount to it. So if you were like me and you were just at the core pledge, and then you looked at the $20, add-ons, you're like, I don't know if I want to do $20. Check that out. It's probably something that might interest you. I know it did me, and it made me swap. So that's just me being honest with you. I'm now an all-in pledger for that because it just seemed like a good price overall. Instead of looking at just the $20 for just the 2 minis, the boss mini and the new hero, whatever, and the storage tray and tokens and whatnot. I just kind of looked at the overall price, everything I'm getting, and thought, am I cool with that? Yes, I am. So that's what I'm doing for that. So again, check that out. That's kind of a new thing they have there. Next up, I'm going for Time of Legends, Joan of Arc. They have started packing pledges in China for the USA backers, and everyone should begin to get an email about it soon. I have not yet, but I'm assuming it will eventually. Again, this is what I said is opposite of what Batman did. So in Batman, they just sent the product, and then the actual people delivering it are putting together the pledges. In other words, actually packing the box and making sure the contents are right, and then putting a shipping label on it. Here, they're packing it before they even put it on the boat. So you're going to get a notification, but then it has to cross the ocean and then land and then go through customs and then go to the hub and then be delivered to you. So it's a little bit longer winded, but it's all done ahead of time. So once it gets to the hub, they just send it out. So that should happen soon. That's exciting. Next up, we have Nemesis Wave 2. A new update on that says that it'll be shipping around the end of August for the US. So that's kind of, or at least not the US, the English version will be shipped around the end of August. That's pretty soon. That's not bad. Hopefully it doesn't, end up delayed like a lot of their other Wave 2 stuff. So I guess we'll see, but August sounds pretty good there. They also shared some mass production plastic examples. The large details look good. Their hands and armor on the normal size mini still make me sad. Nothing's kind of really changed there. To me, it looks the same. I'm showing an image right now of the quote unquote hand of the miniature there. And granted, I guess they're supposed to be damaged. Maybe we can just assume everything's melted in plastic, or melted in acid. You could see that about any bad miniature though. There's just no hand details. It's kind of a bummer there. But the big stuff looks good, just like the base game. So, hopefully what we don't get is like the assembly issues where like people's heads are glued on wrong and stuff like that. Hopefully quality control can fix that for Wave 2 so everybody gets a fantastic group of miniatures and you guys are all happy with it. Alright, next up, some late pledges that are available. You can now still late pledge Fujikuro Deluxe, Dark Witcher Rules, Wild Ascent, and Solomon Kane again. Okay, alright, so that's all kind of the major updates here. Now I have some talking points here from a few Kickstarters that I just kind of want to end on. So Jurassic World, the war game, did not launch in April as it was planned. As far as I know, there's no word on why or when it will eventually pop up again. I don't know. Most of their preemptive stuff was not in English anyway. This was something I was again, it's on my radar because I like Jurassic Park and that kind of IP, so that's great, and dinosaurs are cool. From what I've seen, it looks kind of anyway. So, it's nothing I would back, and it's nothing I would tell other people to back. Just based off of what I've seen so far, I'm not interested in even backing it. But, I mean, you can't back it if it's not on Kickstarter either. So, who knows? Again, the communication on Kickstarters is always so hard. It's not like they made an announcement saying, hey, we've delayed to this day. And if they did, it's, maybe on their own social media or something like that. Okay. Next up, Corball needs some help to fund. They are at 15,000 out of 56,000 needed. Burning Games here, kind of launched it. And this is their second time launching this game, actually. And in my opinion, it looks very professionally done. The graphics are really nice. The miniatures look cool. The game seems interesting. Not my type of game. I don't really care for a lot of arena-based games like that. Or really sports-based games like that. Sometimes I'm okay if the miniatures seem really cool, but I really struggle to get into like flight suit, kind of sci-fi. It just doesn't quite do it for me, though the sculpt designs are really cool, like I said before. Anyway, it doesn't seem like a bad game at all, so it is kind of odd that it's struggling here. I think part of that is Burning Games themselves. And so if anybody from there is watching, I just want to say to, try your hardest, be active, and have faith. And what I mean by that is you almost need to act like you're going to get back to anyway. So there was one update, the first update, which essentially said, oh, we're not going to make it because the first 2 days weren't that good. Granted, that is typically how things go. You need to do the majority in the first 2 days. But I have seen comebacks happen before, and if nothing else, that pretty much sabotages its own thing. Since then they've kind of recouped, and I think it was just an emotional update. I want to keep checking Coreball and see plenty of updates, plenty of comments from them, plenty of, just messaging $1 backers and seeing, what they could do to improve or fix things, or just, I want to see a lot of effort come in from them because they did so much effort up front when it came to press releases and images and getting their word out that I don't want to see it falter now that the actual campaign is run. And they have a ton of time. Again, it ends like May 15th. So they have a ton of time to raise some funds. So there's a link to Coreball below. If you want, if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and look at it. It's got some great miniatures. And it's kind of like the sports it's kind of like Blitzball from Final Fantasy X, but without the water. Instead you're in space. If that makes any sense to anybody. Okay, enough about that. I just wanted to give some encouraging pep talk for them if they're watching. And again, if you haven't checked them out, go ahead down below. If it doesn't fund, you don't get charged. If it does, it looks like you'll get a cool game. Now, I'm going to end here. Planet of the Apes, the miniature board game by WYSIWYG Games. I can never pronounce their name. It's WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get games. It's losing money. It's actually defunding right now and is no longer funded when it once was. This seemed to happen right about the time the rulebook was released. I think it's a couple things. There's a lot of poor communication with bad English and sloppy updates. This game has failed pretty much because of WYSIWYG themselves. So, like for instance, one update just says, hey, keep an eye on this site. And it's a site that is just a basic WordPress site that they just threw together to the point where it has like a picture of a sandwich on it. It's got like their game and then a picture of a sandwich, all the like default stuff on it. I checked it just now before I started recording. It has a 404 on it right now, which is, you know, it just, and that was a whole update. And then the other updates are like, hey, we hear what you're saying, stay tuned, and then just a whole lot of nothing again. And then when they are written, it's in really bad English. I mean, like, hard to understand English, which is really rough. I've seen Kickstarters be successful before on a smaller scale in their native language and then try to make an English version of it as a separate Kickstarter, because then you kind of have a word of mouth and you can offer some updates too for people who, you know, backed it in your native language. Sometimes you just need to start small like that, though with an IP, I don't know if that's possible. Anyway, it's just not working out really. Which is kind of unfortunate. And again, I think a lot of it, kind of like with Burning Games here, you gotta like, if you're running a Kickstarter, you gotta really put some effort into it. You need to say multiple things every day, whether it's in the comments, whether it's in the updates, whether, you know, whether it's an email or whatever. You need to be like, more work needs to be put in when the campaign is live than when it's not. You need an update within minutes of going live, just saying, hey, thanks for being here. It doesn't matter if you fund it in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if you think you're going to fund or not. You just need to gain traction and really show some effort there. And, so I think Burning Games still has a chance. I don't think WYSIWYG does have a chance. Don't bother. I don't think it's going to happen. Which is too bad. Maybe they can, try again some other time. I'm not sure. All right, guys. So, again, I know that was a little bit negative. I know it was a little bit ranty. I just care about these things, and I don't want you guys to throw away your money. Even if Planet of the Apes does barely pass, with how lackluster this has all been, I don't feel confident that you'd get a good thing in return. The rulebook, I doubt is going to have some great English in there, and it doesn't look that promising anyway. From whatever, just save your money. Go back to something else, or go out to eat, or I don't know, do something fun. So anyway, that's May 2019. Again, kind of a quiet time. There's a lot of pre-existing stuff that you can either late pledge or continue to back all the way through half of May at least. I'm sure there's stuff I've missed, and that's fine. It's whatever. I'll be doing another one for next month, and then kind of maybe a season one, like a summer, you know, what's coming out in summer or something like that. Thanks a ton for watching, guys. If you want more Kickstarter news, updates, and opinions, if you want to see more you know, OCD unboxings and reviews that are detailed, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. I know the majority of you have not subscribed, and I do put out 2 videos a week. That's a lot of gaming stuff, from miniature paintings to reviews to talking pieces to Kickstarter updates to unboxings, all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It helps the channel a ton. But regardless of anything, thanks so much for watching. I'm so glad you were here. Let me know if I missed anything below, and maybe I'll pencil it in for next month or for an update or something like that, a details video. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Talk to you soon. There was a really loud, like, jet airplane. Could the army, like, not be flying, like, stuff over my house right now? That'd be really cool. I'm recording a YouTube video for a whole bunch of nerds on the internet, and they're busy doing flybys, practicing whatever, who knows what. Like, aren't they supposed to be fast? Why is it still flying? I hope you guys can hear that, because I know I can hear it. My goodness. Okay, so I'm recording this at 10 p.m., by the way, on Thursday. So, again, I'm trying to get, update information. But it's 10 p.m. on Thursday, and they're just with their airplanes. All right. Anyway, they're pretty much gone now.